What's going down, people? How you doing? This is TK coming at you, and today I just wanted to talk to you guys about the concept of money. I think if you ask the average person what is money, they have no effing clue. And you know, I like to use descriptive words that people get offended by, like effing, because it makes a strong point. Some people say that you can make a point without using profanity, but yeah, I don't care. So what is money? And if you think about the definition based on your experience, because no matter what Webster says money is, your definition is based on your experience. So your experience with money and your definition probably has to do with a lot of lack and you chasing the difference and trying to make up for that lack. But if you had to give money a definition by words and not by experience, then the answer to the question would be an exchange of value from one person to another person. Nothing else, nothing more. So when you talk about our current system of money, the monetary system truly is about the issuance of debt. And the problem is, when you issue debt, you also issue slavery or an indentured obligation to the person that owns the debt. So we propagate debt, we promote slavery, and there's no individual freedom of choice when it comes to what we can and can't do. Which means that that rat race, that circle, that perpetual access that you're seeking to money or lack, it never ends. And you always end up on the wrong side of inflation, where you have too much bill left over at the end of your paycheck. So think about a different form of money that allows you to transfer assets from person to person without permission from someone else, or without a control measure that forces slavery, forces lack, forces your hand. Think about that. Think about not having the connection to a corporation or another person that prevents you from accessing money. Because that's the problem with our debt system. There's another person that you have to ask permission in order to have access to money. So if you was to open your mind to a separate system of money that allowed value to be transferred from person to person without permission, then you remove some of the doors that are currently closed to you. You remove the slavery chains that exist within your debt life right now, and you ease the access to money. In other words, what you do is make it easier for you to access a form of money that allows you to transfer value from one person to another person. Now, that's very important when it comes to financial freedom and independence. Because if the money that you have access to spends just the same and empowers you in terms of being able to get whatever value you want from someone else, then there's no different. If anything, you've now freed yourself to make more decisions. So that's what I've done by participating in electronic money, or I should say electronic secure cash, because that is a more accurate description of what Bitcoin is. People talk about Bitcoin as if it's complicated. It's not. Bitcoin is electronic secure cash. So me accessing electronic secure cash gives me the ability to make a person-to-person value transaction without permission, without authority, without a third party, without countermeasures, without any type of restriction. So essentially, I've opened doors that were closed to me by participating in a higher form of asset transfers. So I want you guys to just embody that idea. If you get into converting paper money into electronic cash, so take cash and convert it to electronic secure cash, and then store that electronic secure cash in a offline private wallet, and let that be your retirement. Or do as I do and get into investing electronic secure cash through robots that find arbitrage and also find micro trades that make the multiplication of my electronic secure cash, more possible. So I'm able to flip Bitcoin because I invested in robots that do arbitrage and also do micro trades every second. And I have multiple platforms that I put Bitcoin into that allow me to flip it. So I have the wherewithal and the dedication to take what I flip and flip it again, and then take what I flip and flip it again. And I just now I got to $300 a day, and now I'm working to get back to $300 a day because the platforms that I use are very fluid. You basically have to get in, flip your money, get the money out of the system, and then flip it again. If you don't, you'll find yourself with the robot program shut down, and you're either going to lose your principal, or you know what I'm saying, you lose because of you're not paying attention to the market. Now the two that I was working with that shut down, I was able to take the money I received daily and still flip it. So I may not have got all my principal back yet, but I have exceeded my expense, and I am flipping in other areas to continuously build back to 300 and beyond 300, because my goal is to be at 900 here soon. So that's your options. All you have to do is convert paper cash into electronic secure cash and store it, or you can get Bitcoin and flip it. And the flipping process is more of a savvy investor's game, so that's not for everyone, because I can't hold your hand in terms of how to make chess moves. But what I can tell you is that if you're smart enough to make chess moves, you can flip Bitcoin through investments and take advantage of arbitrage, take advantage of micro trades every second, and make more Bitcoin sooner. Okay? That's just the factual side of it. Most people who get involved in Bitcoin never get involved in Bitcoin investment banking, and they don't understand what it means to flip Bitcoin from one arbitrage program to another arbitrage program, making your principal back and coming out ahead of the game because you're leveraged across 3 different platforms. So I can't teach you how to do that, and I'm not suggesting that everyone do that. I'm telling you that there's 2 methods to participate in Bitcoin. There is the buy and hold, and then there is the put your Bitcoin in online investment banking. Now, there's also a third method. If you have a traditional business, you can price your goods and services in Bitcoin and receive it that way. So there's 3 different participation methods to get into electronic secure cash. And that's the definition I'm giving you of Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is electronic secure cash that allows you to transfer value from one person to another person. It's just that simple.